back to my channel. Today is Foundation Friday. I am so excited. You guys know that my favorite thing to test out is foundation. Oh my gosh, I love testing out foundation. Put up a poll on my community center asking you guys which foundation you guys wanted me to review this week, and here's the poll. And as you can see, the new Dior Forever 24-Hour Foundation was the winner. So that's what we're going to be reviewing today. I recently reviewed this one. This is the Forever Skin Glow, which I love this. I haven't been wearing it a lot because it's a tad bit too dark for me right now, but it definitely will be my favorite summer foundation. I'm obsessed. I like this so much that I'm considering buying a winter shade. 3N would be perfect for during the winter and 4N would be perfect for the summer. Dior is well known for having amazing foundation formula, and I pretty much have all of their foundations here with me. So the first one I have here is the Airflash is one of my all-time favorites. It's the most expensive out of all of the Dior foundations, but I like this one on those special occasion days where I really need my foundation to be awesome. This is way long wearing, so skin-like, so airbrushed, and I recommend this for like brides, special occasions. It's so amazing. I also wear this in the humidity. My foundation will last all day in the humidity with this. It's amazing. I also have the Dior Forever Undercover. And now the Forever Undercover, this is a 24-hour full coverage foundation, and this one in my opinion is the most coverage. Like, it has the most pigment out of all of the Dior foundations. So I have hyperpigmentation, and during the winter I'm able to kind of get it to go back down underneath the skin, but as soon as I really go out into the sun during the summer and I lay out by the pool and do all that, my hyperpigmentation will come right back out again. This one is my favorite to wear during that time because it gives me instant full coverage, but it doesn't look cakey and gross. It's long wearing. It's kind of a natural matte type situation, but this one is definitely one of my favorites during that time where I need that coverage, but I don't want it to be cakey and thick and gross. So if you're somebody that needs coverage, this would be the one I would choose out of all the Dior foundations, because this one is more of a medium coverage. This one's definitely full pigment, full coverage. The other one that I love, oh my gosh, I love this one. This is the Dior Backstage. Now this one is the cheapest out of all of them. You actually get 50 mils for like 40 bucks, I think. I'll put it down here at the bottom. But this one is, oh, so good. It's a medium coverage. It's kind of a very soft, natural finish. I wouldn't call it a matte. I wouldn't call it a dewy. I would just call it a soft, natural finish. And I feel like it was a great addition to what we needed in the Dior collection. Then they have the older version of the Forever foundation. The one we're talking about today basically replaced this one. This is the Forever Perfect Makeup Everlasting Wear Pore Refining Effect Foundation with Sunscreen. So this is supposed to have shine control and SPF of 35. This one was a cult favorite for many, many years for many people. There was a lot of negatives with this, like they didn't have as many shades. I think this one has 24 shades, and I feel like the shade range wasn't the best for this foundation. So then they released this one, and this one is the Forever Skin Glow, and this is gorgeous. It gives that skin almost that really pretty shine. I recommend this for people who have dry skin or normal skin and want that glowing look. So if you have combination or oily skin, you're not going to want this, because this one definitely goes onto the skin and just gives that really beautiful shine to it without looking dewy. So it sets down, and I think that's what I like about this the most, is that when you put it on, you still kind of have that really radiant, glowing look, but it sets down and it lasts for all day, and it's amazing. So the new formula, I don't have a bottle of it because it's a matte foundation. I actually got 2 samples from Sephora, the little deluxe size samples. I always love getting these little samples when I can, because it just saves me from having to buy a foundation that I may or may not like. And this is the 24-hour wear High Perfection Skin Caring Foundation with Sunscreen. This foundation retails for $52 for 1 fluid ounce. Everything I'm seeing online, you know, people have said, you know, that they loved this one, but it would kind of start to break apart for people who have combination or oily skin right around maybe like the 4, 5, 6, 7 hour range. This one is supposed to be a newer improved version of this one where it lasts much longer. And let me just tell you, sneak peek, yesterday I actually wore this foundation for 18 hours. And I am completely blown away by the longevity of this foundation. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys some information about me and what I look for when I'm reviewing and testing out foundations, because I do think it's important for the audience and the viewer to know what I look for when I'm reviewing, because what I need from a foundation may differ from what you need. So I am almost 40 years old. I'll be 40 in May, and I have hyperpigmentation. I have adult acne, and right now I have a little bit of breakout situation going on. I am more dry, especially right now because it's the winter. During the summer, I'm more normal, and I definitely prefer a more glowier foundation. I really like my foundation to have somewhat of a healthy looking glow to it. I don't want it to be slipping and sliding all over my face, but I do like that glow. And so that's the reason why I love the Skin Glow. So this one is a medium to full coverage foundation that remains flawless for up to 24 hours with a velvety matte finish with SPF of 35. It has medium coverage, it's a matte finish, and it's a liquid formula. It is for all skin types, normal, dry, combination, and oily. It has Pansy Extract Hydration Booster, which helps protect the skin from drying, leaving it soothed and looking smoother and more radiant. The Rose Hip Extract, the star ingredient of the Dior Forever, helps protect skin from external aggressors and reduces the appearances of pores. Dior's Iconic Forever lasts up to 24 hours for skin that appears more even with tighter looking pores. The fluid foundation instantly enhances the appearance of the skin and supports its health day after day with a formula enriched with meticulously selected skincare ingredients. It keeps the complexion comfortable and shields against exterior aggressors, including UVA and UVB rays, with SPF of 35. Now, let me give you guys some differences between the older version and the newer version, just for those of you guys that are interested in that information. Both have 35 SPF, and the new one is a 24-hour wear. The old one is a 16-hour wear. They're both for all skin types. They're both claiming to be a pore refining foundation. They both have skincare ingredients. They both do contain alcohol. So just for you guys that maybe have sensitive skin or you're sensitive to alcohol in your foundation, just know that. The old one has 24 shades. The new one has 36 shades. And the new one is a more comfortable matte. That's the information on these. We're gonna go ahead and jump straight into the tutorial, and then later on I'm gonna come back and give you guys a midday check-in, and then later on this evening I'm gonna come back for my final thoughts. Now, the first day that I wore this, I wore it all over my face, and then today I'm actually wearing it with the older version and the newer version. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Okay, let's get applying this foundation, and let's just bring the attention to these big craters sitting on my face. Seriously, it is what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. So I have two shades here. I have 4N and 3N, and these are the little like deluxe size samples from Sephora. Because I did put fake tan on yesterday, I'm gonna look and see which shade will match me the best. So that is 4N, which that's the shade that I have in the Skin Glow. I think 3N would be the perfect shade for those days where I don't have fake tan on, but I think 4N just really melts into the skin. As you can see, 4N just really melts. On one side of the face, I'm gonna use a sponge, and on the other, I'm gonna use a brush. For the brush, I'm gonna use the Sonia G Base 1 brush. That feels good, and it dries really fast. And a little bit of that foundation is going a really long way. And typically when I use a brush, I like to go over it with a sponge. A sponge. Yeah, it's a sponge. Typically when I use a brush, I like to go in with a sponge and really smooth it out. But this blended in so fast and looks amazing. Now, I am going to go over it with a sponge just to make sure that I don't have any of the extra product sitting on my skin. And I feel like I'm getting better coverage with this one than I did the Skin Glow. This looks good, you guys. Now it is drying. So right now my skin is pretty dry and it's drying. Like I can feel it being a little bit more on the drying side, but it's not like unbearably dry. Let's go in on this horrible side with a sponge. And I'm gonna go straight in to cover up those beasts because dang, those are bad. All right, I can tell you the sponge is, you're gonna use way more product using the sponge and get less coverage. So I feel like with this foundation, you're gonna have the best results by applying it. Like because it's so expensive, there's no reason to have to use so many different pumps of this foundation to really blend it in. Put it on with a brush, spread it all over, and then smooth it out with a sponge. You're gonna get the same results and you're gonna use less because look at that. I still have to build up so much coverage and I pretty much just ate up the rest of the product and I didn't have to use that much on this side. I'm gonna go over this side with a brush and try to kind of thin it out. So this kind of dries down to like a powdery finish. So if you're somebody that prefers this sponge, just know that you're gonna use quite a bit of the product to build up that coverage because this is a powdery finish type foundation. It's almost like that sponge just absorbs that product. And I recommend going on with a brush, you know, really building up that coverage, spread a full even layer all over the face, and then go in with the sponge and kind of give you that like sponge type finish. That is definitely the way that I recommend applying this foundation. Okay, so this is how it's looking up close with just applying it, and I think it turned out pretty good, but I do feel like I'm dry right now. Like, that's not always the best sign when you first put on a foundation and you automatically start feeling dry. But it did cover up that blemish really good, like way better than I expected. I'm gonna wear this for as long as I can today, and then tomorrow I will compare it next to the old formula, and then I'll give you guys my full final thoughts tomorrow night. So I will see you guys then. Okay, let's go ahead and apply this foundation for the second time. I meant to come back last night and kind of show you guys what it looked like, but I had to edit the Get to Know Me video, which is getting ready to go live in like an hour. I am so nervous, you guys, because it's a long video, so I'm here to tell you I'm very sorry for the long video. It's like an hour and like 12 minutes long or something. It's really long. I'm so sorry. By the way, I'm just adding my Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched face base, but so that video is getting ready to go live, but I took like almost 5 hours for me to edit that video. I didn't think it was going to take me that long, but it did. I didn't go to sleep till like 4. Ugh, I'm exhausted. I meant to come back and kind of show you guys what it looked like, but again, I didn't. However, I did not get to wash my face until like 3:30 in the morning. I wore that foundation for 18 hours yesterday. Holy shit. I do not recommend wearing your foundation that long, but it wore really, really good. It is more matte, so it's a little bit more matte than I'm liking right now, but holy crap, you guys, it lasted the entire day. I was really, really surprised, and I have a feeling that this actually lasts longer than this. So I'm gonna go ahead and take 4N from the New Forever, and this is the Old Forever. And these are actually the same shade, so we're good. Okay, now I put way too many pumps down in this tray, but I will say right off the bat, the new one is a little bit more on the liquidy side than the old formula. So the old formula feels a little bit thicker in texture than the new one. The new formula just feels more liquidy. And I'm just gonna use my Sonia G Base 1 brush, and I'm gonna go in and put the New Forever on this side because I know it covers up my craziness really good. And it did. Like, I was really surprised by it. Like, it kept the coverage over that breakout. And that breakout was nasty, you guys. I do really recommend applying this with a brush because I do feel like you get a better application, you get way better coverage, and it's pretty immediate, more so than using a sponge. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and smooth this out with a sponge. The nice thing is, if you are somebody that prefers a brush only, you really don't need to go over this foundation with a sponge. I like to do that just to kind of give it that skin-like, you know, really press it into the skin. The thing that I like about this too is that I can build up coverage without it looking cakey. And I do like that about it. So I'm gonna wipe the brush off on my towel here I have. Now I'm gonna go into the original formula. Okay, so far you guys, I don't feel like this is any different. I really do not see any differences between these two foundations. Like, I feel like I just applied the exact same foundation on my skin. I don't feel like it's different at all. This looks pretty good. Like, it does. It is currently 9:27. I woke up at like 8 this morning, so I'm doing pretty good for only having 4 hours of sleep. Not bad for a 40-year-old. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup, and I will come back for a midday check-in, and we will kind of, you know, compare both of these foundations. And I'm definitely gonna wear this for a really, really long time tonight as well. And I'll probably give my skin a break over the weekend, but I will see you guys in my first check-in. Okay, I am back for my midday check-in, and it is almost it's just past 5 o'clock. So I've been filming a bunch of videos because I am going out of town this weekend to visit my family. I haven't seen them since Thanksgiving, and I really, really miss them, and I'm so excited to see them. I cannot promise I will have a video up every day this weekend. It just depends on how my schedule goes. So just know that if there is a video missing this weekend, it's because I'm really enjoying visiting my family. Even though they're only 3 hours away, it's just hard to break away, especially when the teenagers are in school, and this week they have a 4-day weekend. So we are heading out of town in the morning, and we are gonna go see our family. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with this update. I actually like this foundation. I like it more than I thought I would because I don't like a matte foundation, but I like it. It's a very comfortable mattifying foundation, and I really had to build up the coverage, but I don't feel like I'm like cakey in any places. I don't really see a difference between each side. I've been looking at it all day through the mirror, and I just don't really see a difference between these two foundations. I wouldn't say one side is more coverage. I wouldn't say one side feels more mattifying. I feel like they feel the exact same way. So that's just my opinion. I don't know how everybody else feels about this foundation. As I don't have combination or oily skin, this foundation never broke apart on me. But I have read comments like on Sephora on the new one. You know, I went through the reviews to see what people were saying on the newer version, and people would say, you know, the older version broke apart on my face, you know, 4 or 5 hours in. The new version doesn't. And, you know, they had oily or combination skin. So with that being said, for me personally, I'm not seeing a difference between the two, but it's because I have dry, normal skin. But, you know, it seems like those who have combination or oily skin are really liking the finish of the new one and the longevity of the new one versus the old version. Definitely 100%, you guys, this is a extremely long wearing foundation. I mean, if I can wear this foundation for 18 hours and not look like a hot freaking mess, don't get me wrong, I had mascara and my eyes were looking ridiculous, okay? I was looking a little crazy around the eyes, but my face didn't look that bad after 18 hours of wear. And so it never broke apart. It wasn't moving around. This stuff stays put because it is more of a mattifying foundation. But I will say, even though I don't like a mattifying foundation, this one is pretty decent. And by the way, if you're interested in the eye look that I'm wearing, this video will possibly be uploaded during the weekend. It just depends. I'm not exactly sure how many times I'm going to be able to upload this weekend. But it will be up very, very soon. So this is the side with the new version, and this is the side with the old version. And I can't really see a difference between them two. Like, this is kind of what my forehead's looking like. And don't get me wrong, I didn't get like a full coverage on the forehead because as you can see, some of my hyperpigmentation is peeking through, but I'm totally okay with that. And like you guys have heard me say 1,000 times, I am totally fine with my imperfections coming through. I would much rather it be not covered and naturally looking than like a cakey ass mess where it just looks like I have way too much foundation on, because that's the one thing I do not like. I do not like a lot of foundation on. So I am okay with that. But if you're somebody that needs more coverage, then the Forever Undercover is going to be, that's going to do the job. This is the side with the new version. And it covered this pretty good. I mean, for what this situation is, I mean, this is a pissed off breakout. I mean, it's pissed at me. But this doesn't look too bad for that. And when I call this pore refining, yeah, I do feel like it does give a nice powdery type finish. So I would definitely call this like a pore vanishing type situation. So that's it for this first check-in. Honestly, you guys, I like this. Even though it's super mattifying, I actually really like it. And I'm going to continue to wear it throughout the rest of the evening, and then I'll come back probably around 10 o'clock tonight and give you guys my full final thoughts. But so far, I like it. I don't know. I don't think my opinion's going to change from now to then. I'm just saying. I don't know that it will. But it'll be interesting to see. So I will see you guys then. Okay, everyone, I am back for my final thoughts on the foundation. It is currently just after 12 o'clock. So I've had it on for about 14 hours now, and I don't plan on wearing foundation the entire weekend because 2 days in a row, yesterday I wore it for 18 hours, today I'm up 14 hours, so that's just way too long to have foundation on your skin. Definitely going to be giving my skin a break this weekend, but I think my foundation looks pretty dang good for being on for 14 hours. It is mattifying, so I do feel extra dry, and it's kind of how I felt last night. But I like this foundation, even though, and that's coming from somebody that doesn't particularly like matte foundations. But this is a really long wearing foundation. I think it's a beautiful foundation. It is exactly what the Forever formula should have been. It dries down to kind of a powdery finish, but I do feel really dry. And in fact, if I wasn't going to come back on camera and do an update, I would have probably sprayed my skin with like a glow setting mist, whether it would have been this or the Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist. Something like that to give myself some hydration. I didn't spray anything over top of this. I didn't put anything over it because I didn't want to affect the review, so I didn't. If I liked matte foundations, I would give this a 5 because it's a good matte foundation. It really is. Dior, they really nailed it with the formula. If you are somebody who is combination or oily skin, you are going to really, really love this foundation because it's really, really pretty. It really is. And they did a great job. I would say it's probably the top 5 of all the matte foundations I've tried. This is definitely top 5. And it is a awesome formula. I'm really, really happy that I tested this out today, and I hope you guys enjoyed this Foundation Friday video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I want to let you guys know I'm going to go and visit my family over the weekend, so I will not have any videos going up tomorrow or Sunday, but I will be back to my regular schedule on Monday. I hope you guys are okay with that. I feel like I have videos that I could edit and stuff while I'm down there, but I just want to go and visit with them and not have to worry about editing and uploading and all that. So I am going to take a break, which never happens. I am not a person that takes a break very often. So I'm looking forward to it. So I hope you guys are okay with that. And thank you guys so much for all your support. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend filled with love and happiness. I will see you guys right back here on Monday morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And I love you guys so much. Bye.